Sri R.M. Jain Group of School, welcome to our online learning initiative, Ekalaiva. Hello my dear students, today in this class we are going to learn a poem, A Tragic Story. It is written by Adalbert van Chamisso. How do you pronounce his name, children? Adalbert van Chamisso. This poem is a satire. Do you know what is satire? Attacking something in a humorous way. In this poem, the poet is attacking the sage in a humorous way. Look at the title, A Tragic Story. Do you know the meaning of the word tragic? Tragic means sad. So the title tells us clearly this poem is about a sad story of a sage. Now let's see the poem. There lived a sage in days of yore, and he a handsome pigtail wore, but wondered much and sorrowed more, because it hung behind him. Now let us see the difficult words and their meaning. Sage. Do you know what is the meaning of the word sage? Sage means a very wise person. Yore. Yore means long, long ago or once upon a time. Handsome. Handsome means very beautiful or pretty. Pigtail. Pigtail means plait of hair. Wondered. Wondered means surprised or amazed. Sorrowed. Sorrowed means worried. Now let us see the explanation of this stanza. See, this poem started in a traditional way. Long, long ago, a sage lived. He had a very pretty pigtail. He was surprised at his pigtail, but at the same time worried too. Do you know why, children? Because his pigtail was hanging at the back of him. Now let us identify the rhyming words. Your, or, more are rhyme with each other. So they are called rhyming words. Now let us see the rhyme scheme of this stanza. Look at the first line, last word, your. For this sound we are giving the name A. Second line, last word, or. This is also rhyme with your. So the same name we are giving for or also. Same way, the third line, last word also rhyme with the other two words, more. So we are giving the name A. Look at this word, him. This is different from all the other three words. So we are giving the name B. So what is the rhyme scheme? A, B is the rhyme scheme. Now let us move on to the poetic device used in this stanza. Repetition is the poetic device the poet used here. Look at the fourth line. Because it hung behind him. The meaning of this line is repeatedly comes in the end of the each and every stanza. So this is called repetition. Now let us move on to the next stanza. He mused upon this curious case, and swore he would change the pigtail's place, and have it hanging at his face, not dangling there behind him. Now let us see the difficult words. Mused upon. Mused upon means deep thought. Now let's see the word curious. Curious means strange. Swore. Swore means promised. Pigtail. Pigtail means plait of hair. Dangling. Dangling means hanging. Now look at the explanation of this stanza. Here the word he refers to the sage. He thought very deeply about his problem. The problem is his pigtail is hanging at the back of him. So he promised that he would change the position of his pigtail. He wanted to have it at his face. Where did he want to have his pigtail, children? At his face. He did not want it to be at the back of him. Now let us see the rhyming words. Case, place, face are rhyming words. A, B is the rhyme scheme. Now let's move on to the poetic device. Alliteration and anaphora are the two poetic devices used in this stanza. For example, look at the first line, curious case. Here, the consonant sound C is repeated. So, this is an example of alliteration. Not only this, children, look at the next line, pigtails place. Here also, the consonant sound P is repeated. So, this is also another example of alliteration. Look at the second line, first word, and. The same way, third line, first word also and. Here the poet used the word and to begin the two lines. So, anaphora is the word which comes in the beginning of the line. Now let's move on to the next stanza. Says he, the mystery I have found. I will turn me round. He turned him round, but still it hung behind him. Now let us see the meaning of the difficult word. Mystery. Mystery means something secret, but here it is an answer or a solution. Now let us see the explanation. The poet says that he has found a solution for his problem. What did he do for that? He turned him round and round, but his pigtail was very stubborn. It was hanging at the back of him. Now let's move on to the rhyming words. Found, round are rhyming words. A, B is the rhyme scheme. Now let's see the next stanza. Then round and out and in. All day the puzzled sage did spin. In vain it mattered not a pin. The pigtail hung behind him. Now let us move on to the difficult words. Puzzled. Puzzled means confused. Vain. Vain means useless or futile. Now let us see the explanation of this stanza. Throughout the day, the sage had spun around to change the position of his pigtail. But all his efforts became useless. It did not even help even a little bit. His pigtail was hanging at the back of him very stubbornly. Now let us move on to the rhyming words. In, spin, pin are rhyming words. A, B is the rhyme scheme. Now let us see the poetic device, children. Assonance is the poetic device he used here. Do you know what is assonance? The repetition of the vowel sound is called assonance. Look at the first line. Round and out. Here the vowel sound O is repeated. So this is an example of assonance. Now let's see the next stanza. And right and left and round about. And up and down and in and out. He turned, but still the pigtail stout hung steadily behind him. Now let us learn the difficult words. Stout. Stout means sturdy. But here in this context it means stubborn. Now let us see the explanation of this stanza. So what did the sage do? He turned around and moved right, left, up, down, in, out. He tried in all the possible ways to change the position of his pigtail. But the pigtail was very stubborn. It was hanging steadily behind him. He could not change the position of his pigtail, children. Now let's move on to the rhyming words. About, out, stout are rhyming words. A, B is the rhyme scheme. Now let's see the poetic device used in this stanza. Here the poet used the poetic device visual imagery. Visual imagery means the poet brings that image to the mind of the reader. See, when we read these words, right, left, up, down, in, out, round, that brings that image of the sage, how he could have tried to change the position of his pigtails. So this is called visual imagery. Now let's see the next stanza. And though his efforts never slack, and though he twist and twirl and tack, alas, still faithful to his back, the pigtail hangs behind him. Let's see the difficult words. Slack. Slack means weaken. Tack. Tack means fasten in place. Faithful. Faithful means loyal or truthful. Now let us see the explanation of this stanza. Although his efforts never slack, that means the sage took lot of efforts. He did not give up his effort. His efforts has never become weakened. He twisted his body here and there, but he could not change the position of his pigtail. Now let us identify the rhyming words. Slack, tack, back or rhyming words. A, B is the rhyme scheme. Next we move on to the poetic device used in this stanza. Anaphora and alliteration are the two poetic devices the poet used in this stanza. Let's see example for that. Look at the first line. And. The same way, the second line also he started with and. So this is an example of anaphora. Twist and twirl and tack. Look at this. Here the consonant sound t is repeated. So this is an example of alliteration. Now let's learn something about the poet. Adalbert von Chamisso. He was a German poet and a novelist. He was born in 30th January in 1781 in France. He died on 21st August in 1838 at Berlin in Germany. Now let's recap the poetic devices used in this poem. Repetition, alliteration, assonance, visual imagery and anaphora are the poetic devices the poet used in this poem. I hope you understood this poem, children. Thank you.